My mom was in the Navy, she's actually a lawyer, and then my dad's in the Marine Corps, he's still in. The move that my mom just did is actually the 11th, so I've hit 11 now. Every place is different, every place has like a special memory of it or something like that. Probably one of the coolest ones was Italy. We lived there in 2000 to 2001, and it was pretty cool. I mean, we traveled around, we were still young, my brother and I. My mom would just take us and we'd go to, Germany or Switzerland. And then I've also lived in San Diego and a bunch of different areas in Virginia. And that's always special just because of the lacrosse aspect to me. Being able to play really high-level lacrosse is always something I've tried to do throughout my career, and there is one of the hotbeds. I got really lucky, and the reason I did is because my parents made a lot of sacrifices for me to live in places where the schools were better and they had better lacrosse teams. Mom would always drive us to tournaments regardless of where we were. I remember when I was a freshman in high school, my dad got orders to go down to South Carolina, and it was tough news to hear. The recruiting atmosphere at that point was like, if you're not committed by the time you're like an early junior, probably not going to be able to play Division I lacrosse. My dad made the sacrifice to live an hour away from his work so we could go to a very good school and then also play very good lacrosse. During the summer, my mom made the decision that we would go up for like the recruiting season during the summer, and we would live up in Virginia with friends of ours, and I basically lived on Connor Loving's couch for 2.5 months to be able to play lacrosse. And that's really the only reason I was able to get recruited, is because of kind of what they were able to do. This isn't going to sound good, but I grew up, dreaming to go to the Naval Academy. My first real memory of watching a lacrosse game was 2004, the Navy-Syracuse National Championship. I remember watching the game, watching the players, and just admiring everything they'd done. And then my mom saying basically when their career's over, it's over, and they're going to, during that time they're getting deployed. My junior year, we went up to a tournament in Maryland, and Coach A saw me play, had me up, it clicked. I never really thought of going to Army, but I always knew that since I was young that the military was something I wanted to do. And looking at Army and kind of weighing my options, I knew that you can't beat it. You're down in South Carolina playing lacrosse. A lot of coaches aren't really going to look at that and be like, oh, he can play, elite level Division I lacrosse. And the hard work that it took to get to this level now, to be able to go in every day, not knowing if it's going to work out, but just having faith in my ability and continuing to work and embrace the process that it's going to take. And I got that from my parents as well. I mean, that's just kind of what our family's grown up with, and it's the idea of as long as I put my head down and go to work every day, it'll work out the way it should. Being a part is kind of what we've grown up with. It's nothing new. They always text me or call me before and after the game, and I know they're watching or they're checking the stats and stuff like that. It's always been a family affair for us, and the military is the same way. Both my grandfathers served as well. At the end of the day, I knew it's what I wanted to do. Not everybody has that feeling, but I couldn't be happier kind of the decision that I've made, and now I have the guidance from my dad and my mom to get ready for the next step of actually being in the Army.